I don't know if it's actually good morning or good afternoon or good evening. But yeah, welcome to you all. Welcome to this 7th PCCB Network annual meeting, and actually also a celebration. In fact, it's the celebration of the 6th birthday now today of the PCCB Network. Just to introduce myself very briefly, my name is Cecile Schneider. I'm one of the two co-chairs of the Paris Committee on Capacity Building, or for short, PCCB. And on behalf of the entire committee and all its members, I would like to welcome you today to this celebration, like I just said, to the 6th birthday of the 7th PCCB Network annual meeting. So we have new members joining us today, so I will very briefly introduce actually what is this ominous constituted body that I'm part of, the Paris Committee on Capacity Building. It was established at COP21 in 2015, and its aim is to address both current and emerging gaps and needs in capacity building for developing country parties. It also seeks to enhance the effectiveness of all the capacity building efforts that are happening already within and outside of the UNFCCC. And so that would eventually improve coherence and coordination across all the activities that are happening, like I said, under the convention in particular. In total, we're 12 members within the Paris Committee on Capacity Building. So I'm one of them. Kaya, who should be on the call, is another member as well. And so we're from different regions across the world, and we only just have one position right now that is vacant. So we're 11 right now. We meet once a year, always at the SBs in June in Bonn, and we regularly report to the COP and the CMA on the progress and the activities that we've accomplished. The PCCB would also like to express its sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed to strengthening this capacity building community over the past year. Okay, somebody agrees. That's great, even though it's a dog. Wonderful. The PCCB network plays a central role in supporting the committee's mandate, and we are very encouraged by the continued engagement and contributions from the network. To give you a very brief preview of what's in store for the next hour and a half, at the time of this upcoming meeting, let me start by saying that this year's annual meeting will be structured into two main segments. In the first one, we will focus on upcoming activities and opportunities. So this includes, of course, some of the PCCB activities. We have some work under our so-called focus area, so our topic that we chose to work on in the past for the coming month. We also can update you about the preparations of the 10th meeting of the Paris Committee on Capacity Building. Like I said, it will take place at the SBs in June, so very soon. The upcoming Durban Forum as well, which is another type of meeting that we have. And the 8th Capacity Building Hub, that's a bit further down the line at COP31 at the end of the year in Turkey. We will also hear about the upcoming PCCB network activities, so very specifically to this network, including some of the events that are led by you, by the members, and opportunities around the SB64 session. In addition, we'll have also a presentation from JETCO team on opportunities within the energy clusters under the PCCB network. In the second segment, so the second part of this call, we will move into an interactive engagement session, which will be called Unlocking Capacity Together, the PCCB Network Challenge. Through a virtual escape room, participants will work together in breakout groups. They will be solving challenges, exchanging knowledge, and building connections among them. This interactive exercise is designed to strengthen the collaboration across the network and also support members in identifying practical ways to advance capacity building efforts. We'll then reconvene after this escape room for a brief report back and wrap up things as well. Before we begin, I would also like to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded, and by participating today, you do give your consent to using the recording afterwards. Thank you very much for your attention, and over to you again, Christina.
Thank you so much, Cecile. Now we are going to segment one for the upcoming activities, and I'm going to give the floor to Kaya to introduce the work for this year for the PCCB. So, Kaya, please.
Hello, everyone. Warm and sunny greetings from Antigua. I trust that you are hearing me. A thumbs up or a reply. Okay, wonderful. So, my name is Kaya Ward, and I am a member of the Paris Committee on Capacity Building. And today, I have the pleasure of briefing you on the upcoming meetings of the PCCB that may be of interest to you, members of the network. Let's start with PCCB 10. As June approaches, we continue to prepare for the 10th meeting of the PCCB, which will take place during the 64th session of the UNFCCC's subsidiary bodies in Bonn. Members of the PCCB network with observer or party status have actively participated in and contributed to these meetings in the past, and of course, are warmly encouraged to participate again in 2026. The 10th meeting will be significant as the PCCB has been extended for an additional 5 years. At COP30, parties agreed on a new flexible work plan for the period 2025 to 2029, which sets out priority areas, activities, and expected outcomes to guide the work of the PCCB. The contributions of the PCCB network members will be highly valuable in supporting the implementation of this plan. The meeting is tentatively scheduled for June 15th to 17th, and the detailed schedule will be available next month on the PCCB's website. Let's look at the focus area. The PCCB focus area for 2025 to 2026 focuses on capacity building for holistic investment strategies, bankable projects, and stakeholder engagement to strengthen the implementation of NDCs and NAPs in developing countries. It aims to support developing country parties in mobilizing and scaling up climate finance, enhancing access to funding from a range of sources, and strengthening institutional capacities for effective climate action. As this focus concludes this year, the PCCB is in the process of developing a new focus area, which will be discussed during the 10th PCCB meeting. The Durban Forum. The Durban Forum will be a half-day event on the topic of the current focus area and will combine scene-setting presentations with breakout rooms, discussion, and networking. Of course, we love networking. It will also take place during the Bonn Climate Change Conference this June. It will convene a wide range of stakeholders, including but not limited to parties, finance representatives, and providers of capacity building as we aim to enhance coherence, coordination, and quality of capacity building activities to better assist countries in meeting climate goals and developing financing and implementing climate projects. This will also serve as an opportunity to conclude the current focus area and bring together key actors involved. Last but not least, the 8th Capacity Building Hub. The Capacity Building Hub, a key activity of the PCCB, will take place at COP31. The hub has evolved into a flagship platform for capacity building under the UNFCCC, bringing together a wide range of stakeholders to strengthen collaboration and coherence across capacity building efforts. Building on previous experience, the hub will continue to serve as a central space for delivering targeted, practical, and solutions-oriented capacity building sessions. It aims to support the implementation of climate action by fostering technical exchange, peer learning, and collaboration among parties and non-party stakeholders. This program will be structured around key thematic areas, including mitigation, adaptation, means of implementation, and the PCCB's annual focus area, with an emphasis on addressing capacity gaps and needs and enhancing coordination across the capacity building landscape. As a member of the PCCB network, you can look forward to further information on the hub, including the opening of calls for expressions of interest, to organize sessions and opportunities to actively engage in the network. In addition, the PCCB continues to advance a range of knowledge products and technical work, including synthesis reports, the State of Capacity Building report, and contributions related to NDC implementation and capacity building dialogues. Thank you for your attention to this overview of the PCCB's forthcoming activities. Of course, we will be informing all PCCB network members once these activities are more advanced and registrations open so you can actively engage. Now, Christina will guide us in the upcoming PCCB network activities. We look forward to your active engagement and to collaborating with you in upcoming PCCB network activities. Thank you once again, and Christina, back to you.
Thank you so much, Kaya. So now we're going to talk about the PCCB network upcoming opportunities. But first, we want to announce that the annual report from last year, the 6th annual report, is already out. Next slide, please. Fang Fang. Thank you. And you can access it through this QR code or also the link that will be sent in the chat. Next slide, please. So when it comes to key events and opportunities, we have the following member-led events for this year. Thank you so much for those that applied. It was a very competitive selection process, so unfortunately we couldn't accommodate everyone. But yeah, thank you anyways, and please don't be discouraged to keep applying and getting involved. And this year, actually, we're calling it like PCCB Network Capacity Building 4 series because we want to make them more dynamic and engaging and more focused on building capacity for something in particular to all of you. The first event is already happening next month by CDKN Ghana, Connecting Climate Evidence to Action, Lessons from Co-Creation Labs for Locally Led Adaptation. So they are going to do these co-creation labs through different breakout groups. Also looking for support for facilitators. So if you're interested, please let us know. More information you will be able to find in the PCCB Network website under Activities tab. Yeah, so please, next slide. Thank you so much. We will also have the PCCB Network in-person event during the SBS. This is the second edition. The first one was last year. More information will be shared soon, but expect it to be dynamic and interactive like last year. Next slide. We also have the Capacity Building Friends Daily Show in collaboration with the United Nations University. It's a video podcast talk show style featuring voices of different PCCB network members. If you're interested, you can reach out to us to build capacity on different topics related to climate action. Some themes already covered include the gender, BLM action plan, futures literacy, energy transition, implementation. You can find more information in the YouTube channel that will be sent also out in the chat. Next slide, please. As you know, we're also sending every month newsletters from the PCCB, the general one, PCCB Network, and another one specifically for the energy cluster. If you had any opportunity that you would like to share, this is a kind reminder that you can do it by emailing us, pccb-network@unfccc.in. And yeah, these newsletters have proven to be quite effective to disseminate your work, your reports, but also like free training opportunities or other support needed, like in projects, peer review, or anything like that. Next slide, please. Yeah, here as an example, you can see some of the opportunities that have been shared in the last months from different members of the network. Yeah, they are in the previous newsletter sent. If you haven't received the newsletters, please let us know. And we will, yeah, we will solve this issue if it is. Okay, next slide, please. And this is only a kind reminder that we have the PCCB Network app where you can find also a way to disseminate your reports, your trainings, your opportunities in a faster way without the need to wait for the newsletter to be out. And you can register through the QR code. Yeah, and there's more information as well in the link in the chat that my colleague Yonchin will send. If you have any questions regarding how to use the app, please also let us know. Next slide. Thank you. Also, we want to tell you that we have done some updates with the PCCB Network website. More concretely, for example, for our members tab, now there's a table that you can filter out, and then you can have a more clear picture of who is there, who is doing what, and if you find someone that could be interesting, please let us know and we can facilitate the connection. Next slide, please. Okay, and now I'm going to give the floor to Dr. Ming, Head of Partnership from the Global Energy Interconnection Development and Cooperation Organization, who is our energy champion, energy cluster champion, to update us on their work, progress, and other opportunities for you to contribute. Thank you so much, and over to Dr. Ming.
Hello? Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Okay. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is Ming from GEI Academy, GADICO. I am in charge of the GEI Academy's network and partnership cooperation. It's my great pleasure to join you today and share an update on the PCCB Network Energy Cluster. My presentation will basically cover 5 parts. First, a brief overview of the energy transition capacity building and standards innovations side event during the Vienna International Energy and Climate Forum. The second is about the notice of a workshop on gaps and needs, which was published the preliminary version on the Vienna side event. Third is about the global the GEI Academy we just established couple weeks ago. And fourth is about the plan of the training program of this year, 2026 of GEI Academy. Finally, during the COP31, the energy cluster will organize the Energy Day at the Capacity Building Hub. So the first is about the event, which is named Energy Transition Capacity Building and Standards Innovation, which was hosted by GADICO and the GEI Academy. It was held on the afternoon of 9th April 2026 as a side event during the Vienna International Energy and Climate Forum. A lot of co-organizers and participating institutions was coming to this event, including UNFCCC, PCCB, of course, and SD, SN, and UNIDO, UNU, and REN21 Extra. The main outcomes, which include 2 parts. The first is the research findings released, as I just mentioned, the preliminary findings of the global energy transition capacity building gap and needs study were represented. And the second outcome is the international cooperation initiative launched. The initiative is the basic condition of our GEI Academy. The 6th initiative includes strengthening global capacity building cooperation mechanisms, jointly building the global energy jointly building the GEI Academy, promoting knowledge sharing on energy transition, strengthening resource mobilization and sustainable investment, promoting inclusive participation of youth, women, and other groups. And the last one is strengthening monitoring, evaluation, and continuously improvement. These are 6 initiatives. And the second I want to mention is we will organize a workshop on gaps and needs on 22nd May. We warmly welcome all members of the energy cluster to take part in this workshop. This is about this research, and the outcome will be the final report will be released at COP31. And the third we want to mention is the GEI Academy. GADCO leveraging its years of accumulated experience in capacity building and its international cooperation network, plans to join hands with key global partners to build the GEI Academy. The GEI Academy aims to build a world-class capacity building platform in the field of energy transition. Advanced practices from various countries, and provide high-quality public goods for energy transition capacity building to the world, especially for developing countries. Members of our PCCB network have outstanding strengths and rich experience in the energy, electricity, climate change, and technology innovation or international talent development. We sincerely invite your organization to become partner of the GEI Academy and to participate together in the Academy's curriculum development, teaching, and practice resource sharing, so as to build an open, inclusive, and win-win global cooperation ecosystem for energy transition capacity building. The fourth point we want to mention is the plan of the training program of GEI Academy and GADCO this year. The first is the GADCO Africa office is planning and preparing to co-host the training program on zero carbon parks with the SADC Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. Unfortunately, this training is a closed-door program, but we will share you with the outcome after the training through PCCB newsletters or APP or email. If you are interested in this outcome, we can keep in touch. And besides that, the HLPF will be hosted on the July. We will have a side event and announce the official establishment of the GEI Academy. And afterwards, of course, COP31, we will have host the Energy Day with targeted capacity building activities on the capacity building hub. So next, it's the last slide. So this is basically our work plan. And in conclusion, the PCCB Network Energy Cluster has made encouraging progress since its establishment. However, much more remains to be done, We sincerely invite all members and partners to actively participate in the GEI Academy and the upcoming activities and contribute to this collective effort. Together, we can help accelerate the global energy transition and support the implementation of the Paris Agreement. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ming, for the overview of activities. Now we will move to this last segment of the PCCB Network annual meeting, which is the virtual escape room, where we will unlock capacity together. I don't know if you see the slides. Okay, now. Okay, thank you. Next slide. Thank you so much. Okay, next slide again. So just very quickly, so we're going to start the virtual escape room. We'll have 5 different breakout groups, which have different themes. One is adaptation, innovation, energy, climate communications, and food and agriculture. Each of these groups is moderated by one of the PCCB network members. So we'll have Prince for adaptation, Simone for innovation, Saikar and Dimple for energy, Daniel for climate communications, and Catalina for food and agriculture. You can choose, all the participants can choose where you want to go based on your interest, on your work, but the discussions will remain flexible. At least there will be 4 participants in each of the groups, but I see there are not enough participants, so maybe it can be less, but we will try to distribute them homogeneously. And we have around 25 minutes to complete this exercise, and maybe this is a real challenge of the virtual escape room. And we will send reminders as we are getting closer to these 25-30 minutes of time. And once we're done, we will go back to the main room, and then we will have a round of 2 minutes per group to see what was discussed and the collaboration idea that has emerged. So with that, my team will open the rooms, and you can start joining to the group that you're more interested in. So to access the breakout group, you need to go to rooms. You see the button right on top, and then you press the rooms button, and then you will see the rooms in the right. If someone is having any issues, you can share and we can help you. Yes, Valerie?
Hi, yes. So I'm on my phone, and I
Yes.
see add the room, but I don't see the opportunity to join another room.
Okay, maybe we can assign you to the room manually. Which one would you be interested in?
I'll do the adaptation, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, can I find my way to the adaptation room? Thank you.
Okay, yeah. 1 second, thank you.
I would equally like to find my way to the adaptation room. Thank you.
Same here. Please assign me to my room. Askara
Okay.
Lokafu.
Yes, just give us a second and we will assign you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Christina, so sorry for jumping in. I'm one of the moderators and I can't see the rooms either. It's energy for me.
Yes. 1 second.
Oh, right, Christina, sorry. There's nobody joining my team under the food and agriculture escape room. Could you please assign somebody to my group first?
Yes, yes, of course.
Hi, Christina. Kaya here. You can add me to the food and agriculture. Unfortunately, I don't see the setting, so I need your assistance, please.
Of course.
Just to jump in, for those that might have trouble joining, you might be able to access the breakout groups by clicking on the button more, and then they would show up. Let us know if this option works, and then if not, type it out on the chat and we'll send you into the breakout group of your choice.
So for Dimple and Kaya, I have tried to manually assign you to the group, but I don't, apparently I can't do it for you both. Do you see the button rooms on top of the Teams call?
No, I'm
Let
not
me
seeing
check.
that. I've tried
Is there a
to
way you
do
can
the.
share a link? Maybe we could just click on the link and it could direct us to the rooms.
Okay, let me try.
Please assign me to room 2, please.
Hello, yes, we're trying, sorry.
I think for those that are having issue joining the groups, there might be some countries where the breakout group function is disabled on Teams. So maybe perhaps those that are having any issues, and I think Dimple as well, you were one of those, and given that you were one of the facilitators, maybe we could have a short discussion here in the plenary to make up for that, if that works for everyone.
Personally, I'm joining in from Uganda, so I don't think we have that problem. But because my device, I'm using my mobile phone, that's why perhaps I cannot join.
Okay, no problem. But since we have
A
one of the
link
moderators,
would be very helpful.
perfect. So Dimple, as you are one of the moderators and you're here, would you mind doing it here?
I wouldn't.
Dimple, are you with us?
Not. Yeah, I'm here. But Saikat is
Okay.
in the breakout room, I think.
Yeah, but you can still do the same exercise here. You have the.
Yeah, let's do it. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No worries at all.
Thank you so much.
So hello everyone. We have a lot of members here. So I hope I am visible and audible to everyone. And our time has started. So okay, I have been spotlighted. Lovely. So we have a lot of people here. Greetings wherever you are in the world. And in this challenge and escape room, we'll be talking about energy, but also main topic is capacity building. So around the world, countries are facing a lot of problems, and everyone is trying to solve this problem called climate change. But solutions aren't missing. There's one trouble, which is the biggest one, which is capacity is not very interconnected. So we'll start this escape room in 3 phases, and we'll unlock those levels one by one and get to the end, which is a surprise. So the first phase is who is in our room. If I can share the Miro board link with you, just a second. I'll share it in the chat. Mm. Can everyone join me here on the board? And I can also try to share my screen. Actually. I hope my screen is visible. Can someone?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so since I can't see you right now, because I'm on the Miro board, so the first one is who is in the room? Can everyone one by one tell us who are you, where you're from, your organization, and what capacity building you are working on? And I can start with me. I'm Dimple. I'm from India, but I'm from Younger Energy Working Group. It's the official youth constituency of UNFCCC, and we work all around the world. And one capacity building topic that we are working on this year is AI and climate change and how energy intensive AI is, apart from many others, apart from capacity building on policy making and UNFCCC processes. So that's me. Over to you guys.
Is there someone in the room that wants to share?
Yes, sure. Let me share.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Hello,
Thank you.
everybody. Yes, my name is Muiru Hambo. I am connecting from Uganda. I work with Arise Africa Research and Consultancy firm. And my area of impact has largely been on climate change, and our interest in the past was on fruit tree and kitchen gardening. But over time, we have been incorporating AI
I'm sorry, I
as.
lost you.
Okay, can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I
Can you
said
come
our
again
impact
regarding
in the
what are you
past.
working on? Yeah.
Yeah, our impact in the past has been on fruit tree planting and kitchen gardening. However, over time, we adapted to incorporating AI as a real life provider of solutions, especially when it comes to increasing on the food basket and monitoring progress of in Uganda. And we have seen a great impact in this direction because we have partnered with like Cynthia Systems that has come out to develop for us an app that monitors the timeline in which a particular crop will be ready for consumption, and also gives you a report on the possible risks that we are to anticipate ahead. Also in regards to the rains, whether we shall have rains in between and what we can do. And I have been training with my community, teaching our people using our small robots that we have here, showing them how best we can keep monitoring to see that our plants do not die because of a particular change in the season. And I've seen it work since 2020 to date. And I think we have made that kind of progress up to date. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Humble. You can share the link to your work in the chat, of course. Please feel free to do
I
that.
shared my website.
And may
already.
I just call upon Christina to help us out with the Miro board? Because I think for energy, we had just one. Can you help us to copy this and duplicate it?
Sure.
Thank you so much. I think Saikat is struggling and he's used in his breakout group what to use. And once you copy it, you can help out Saikat maybe redirecting
Wait, Dimple. You
Yeah.
can use the one from Food and Agriculture because Cataleya is not using it.
Sure. Yeah, I can. Food and agriculture is which group again? Is it group 3?
Just use this one.
Yeah, lovely. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me just bring this here. Okay. Now, thank you for the intro, Humble. Do we have someone else who can introduce themselves in our group? Let's see. Oh, we have a lot of people. Can someone volunteer to introduce themselves? And what are they working on? The main aim of the activity here is to understand from where we are coming and how we can help each other once we go through the this escape room. So it will be amazing if you can just unmute yourself and just start yapping if you want to.
So Dimple, we have Longfei in the chat from Jadko.
Yeah.
And he says he will be texting, he can talk.
Oh, no worries at all. Let's see the text. Oh, we have Longfei from Get-Go. Hello, Longfei. You can also tell us what particular capacity building are you working on this year as a part of Get-Go, and we can add it to our Miro board. Okay, let's do this. Longfei from Get-Go.
The rest of participants, if you want, you can also share by chat. If you cannot make the interaction with your camera and mic.
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Hi.
We can hear you. Hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Perfect, thank you. So would you like to introduce your work? Well, I let Dimple go ahead. Sorry, Dimple, I don't want to take
So I go
your
ahead
role.
with the introduction.
No worries. Yeah, Coyote. Yeah, please feel free to introduce yourself, which organization you're from, where are you at, and what capacity building are you focusing on this year as a part of your organization?
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, my name is Coyote Emmanuel Ogunle, and I'm co-founder and team lead of the EcoLearn Nigeria initiative. a capacity building initiative based here in Lagos, Nigeria. And we empower communities with requisite skills, knowledge, resources to thrive and live sustainable lives.
Is it me? I think my
ensure that we're
network
able to-
is not allowing me to listen to you very clearly. Would you
No
go
problem.
again?
Let me send you
Let's
the.
try
Oh wow,
the-
so sorry about that.
I can send you text as well because I
So-
can hear. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, so this year we've decided to take it upon ourselves to be able to scale our current existing project. At the last pilot phase of our project, we were able to impact over 1,500 students across the 6 educational districts in Lagos, educating them around climate change, efficient energy methods, renewable energy, affordable energy, clean energy, and all of the great energy resources that we have available. This year, we are looking forward to seeing how much we're able to scale what we currently do, to see how we're able to impact about 5,000 to 6,000 students across the 6 educational districts in Lagos. So we do this via capacity building sessions across all of the schools, and we also do the implementation of projects and demonstrations for the students in all of their communities, so that they don't just understand the theoretical aspect of all of these things, but they tend to understand the practical aspects, and we ensure that experiential learning is of a great importance for us alongside what we currently do at Ecolen. And it's indeed a very huge pleasure for me to be amongst great minded individuals like everyone here on this call. Yes, thank you very much. I hope I was audible enough.
Yeah, you were towards the end.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ade.
Thank you. Yes.
Lovely. So this group is livening up slowly. Okay, nice. Who else do we have? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Christina, for the text. Long free, no worries. Feel free to text us again about what you're working on in capacity building through your group. And we have. Also, I'm not able to understand who is from the PCCB team and here. So, Christina, can you help me with who else is here as a part of our group? Let's see.
Yes, for example, Ken, Luther, Omatsei. Oh, Patricia. Patricia has her camera on.
Yeah, Patricia, please go ahead. Where you're from, what you're working on this year as a part of your organization. Oh, maybe she can't hear us. No worries at all. Omatsie. I think we have Ken Luther as well. Ken, do you want to go?
Cancel.
I think Ken is trying to speak, or Patricia.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Patricia. Yep.
Patricia Okonji is my name, from Nigeria. I work with African Women Initiative for Women Empowerment and Child Development. Our capacity is on human capital development, trying to empower the women and to train the children to take care of the children's education. Recently, we have found interest in climate change, and so we try to go on sensitization, talking to the masses on how to reduce the emission of gas from the greenhouse, and to reduce the temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Then how to manage the effects, the challenges that arise from climate change, how to adapt, and the mitigation. Those are the things we are trying to do. We're also becoming interested in energy. And so with time, we got to building energy, do some sensitization on energy and the rest. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Patricia.
Over.
May I know from which organization you were from?
African Women Initiative for Women Empowerment and Child Development. African Women Initiative for Women Empowerment and
Thank you
Child
so much.
Development. You're welcome.
Yeah, noted it down. Okay, lovely. We have pretty cool people here. Okay, and we have Ken, if you want to go next, or else we'll move on to the next step because we are running a little slow.
Okay, I hope everybody can
I
hear me.
want to go next. Can I go? Hello?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Okay, good day,
I think
everyone.
no worries. I think
Hello?
Ken was going first. Let's let him go first, and then you can go next.
Okay. I'm going. I can't switch on my video
No worries at all. Let's let Ken
connection.
go first because he.
My name is Askara Okafo.
I'm so sorry.
I'm already speaking. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Okafor. I can. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Askara Okafo. I'm from Village Farmers Initiative. I work as the executive director. We, as a smallholder farmers network, would like to engage or collaborate with interested organizations on creating green jobs in our rural communities in Nigeria, especially with women and young people. So I'm looking forward to any innovation that we can replicate in our Southeast region where we are based and work in. We are open for collaboration on existing solutions or emerging ones that can tackle youth unemployment, especially when it comes to green energy for job creation. Thank you.
Thank you, Okafor. My meter got stuck, so I noted it down in my notes. I'll put it in later. And we can go ahead with Ken.
I hope everybody can hear me. Greetings from Kenya. My name is Ken Botha. I'm an environmentalist. And for the impact that I work on, during the last 3 months, I've been working with an organization known as Teach Them, where we teach students on air quality monitoring and different aspects of air pollution. This project is trying to teach students how to be conscious of their environment, or rather the air that they breathe. And for the oncoming months, we are planning to work on renewable energy and plastic recycling. This is a project that is still underway. We have not yet started it, but it's something we aspire that it will impact different communities in Kenya, as well as we're trying to also upscale to see if we can reach the East African countries. So anybody that is willing to partner with me, I will share my email in the chat. Thank you.
Lovely. That was very precise and helpful, Ken. East African countries. Lovely. So you have shared the region you're working in. I will plug it in here. And now I would like you all to quickly tell us, because we are focusing on whom else to reach out to, one partner you think who could join the PCCB network. With whom you've worked before, or you think could be a good entity to join PCCB network. So PCCB is a UNFCCC body which addresses gaps in climate-related capacity building. So if in case you can think of any partner or organization who can benefit from entering the network and the network can benefit from them, please feel free to suggest us. And you can also put it in the chat if you want. I will let this be a floating question. And whenever something crosses your mind, feel free to use the chat and send in recommendation for organizations who should join PCCB Network, and we can take it from there. But we will move on to the next one. Sorry, I'm being quick because we are running out of time, but this is a good step. So as a part of an escape room, the first one was awareness, who we are, where we are working from, what we are working on. And the next one of the puzzle is unlocking collaboration. So please be engaging in this one as well, because this can help us unlock the next level, which leads us to the final one. So, and this is a very pressing question as well. Can we start talking about what is the one pressing capacity building gap or challenge that you're facing in your own work? So please feel free to unmute your mic, and let's talk about this question. I can just give you a little bit of a context if you want some understanding about the question. So I work for the Younger Energy Working Group, and one of the capacity building challenges that we have is to find speakers who are competent and very in their own niche topics in energy, and who can do sessions pro bono for us, because we are a group of youth, and we can't provide any financial benefits to them. So this is one challenge that we have. I think we have a challenge in our so Longfei introduced themselves. Thank you so much. I will add this to our notes. Okay, let's get back to the gap question. So, would anyone like to go next after me? What challenges are you facing regarding capacity building in your own line of work currently, so that we can move on to how we can solve them? I'm going to see if we have enough people to have a discussion on this. Oh, we do. Ken, would you want to go? You very precisely told us what you're working on. What kind of challenges are you facing? What
Yes.
capacity building gaps are you facing?
I think for a former project, a project we were running last year called Wezesha, where we were trying to train farmers on sustainable use of wetlands as well as sustainable farming. And one of the challenges we had was that land ownership rights were a bit difficult, or rather, we find that in some communities, especially the marginalized communities, they have what will I call it? Let me call it gender roles, where the man makes all the decisions for the family. So we find that it was difficult for us to engage the women and trying to educate the women without the approval from the men. So that was one challenge. Another challenge I would say is probably interest. We find that a lot of people only show interest in learning, or rather understanding what you're doing, if the thing, or rather the initiative or the solution you're trying to show them makes them money. So it has been a bit difficult for us to integrate finances and capacity building and upscaling the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. These are very comprehensive as well. Similar to us, interest is only shown when there is financial incentive available. And can you tell me again which region were you working in?
For where we experienced the challenge for women, was a place called Baringo in Kenya. It's actually, I think, northern regions of Kenya.
Northern regions of Kenya.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Not spending more time on discussing about Ken's specific capacity building gap, because we'll spend more time on it later. But do we have other gaps here in our group that you are facing?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Nady. Yeah, please feel free to go ahead and tell us what gaps and troubles you're facing related to capacity building in your work.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
am I audible? Yes, you are audible.
Hello? Your name is Anyedi. My name is Anyedi Yang. I am
Yeah.
in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Hello?
Yes, you are audible. Am I not
Hello?
audible, Nady? Nady, maybe you are not being able to listen to me. No worries. Please feel free to send your intro in the chat.
Okay,
And
I can
yeah,
hear you now.
let's try again. Do you want to go ahead, Nady? No worries. I think I'm not being able to hear Nady. I'm not sure if other people are able to, or if it's just me.
No, we cannot
Another
hear
question.
her. No.
Okay, no worries. So,
I
Nady,
think her
feel free
network is
to.
generally buffering.
Sorry, Humble. Go again, please.
Yes, I'm saying I think her network is buffering, but one of the major capacity building gaps I think that we largely face is tracking data or results due to the limited technology. There is a gentleman who talked about access of funding. Most of our organizations, most of them are at the beginner stage. You could call it startups, and their capacity to conduct result-driven research is mainly limited by technology. You'll find that yes, the basics that they can have, some of them is maybe a laptop and a mobile phone, but they may not be able to afford a particular kind of software that bridges the gap to be able to bring out the results that they are looking for. So for instance, there are those that use a GIS to track results in the different regions where they're operating and to monitor progress over time. But others may not be able to afford such kind of a software, so they rely on raw data. And sometimes the problem that emerges with raw data is you cannot absolutely rely on it because it keeps on changing from time to time. So the technological gaps are very big a hindrance to in our capacity building initiatives here back in Uganda.
Yeah, that is a prevalent problem we see in other places as well, Humble. Thank you for verbalizing this. I've duly noted this
Thank
down.
you.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Patricia. Go ahead with your
Yes.
challenge. Yeah.
Yes. Majorly, finance and financial sustainability is the major challenge, because you find that the projects you have without the funds are slowly executed. Then you have this exclusion from government policies. You know, the government, when they are taking their decisions, they don't carry the CSOs along, and so you have no forum to contribute or to suggest what should be done to fast track the work of the CSOs. Then, of course, you have a capacity and resource gaps attached to this issue of funding. Issue of funding is very important, very key. With funding or without funding, the staff will be affected. You have limited staff, you have limited infrastructures to run the office, you have little or no money to conduct trainings and to do public enlightenment and all of that. So funding is a major factor, major challenge. Thank you.
Sorry, I lost my group.
No worries at all.
I was in group 5. Can you put me in group 5 again, or?
Sure. I'll let Christina handle this. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Here, I can do it. I think I can do it.
We had a very surprising guest for a second there, but moving on. Thank you, Patricia. Again, I've noted this down. So let's see if someone else wants to add to the capacity building, capacity gap. Okay, so I see no hands, but feel free to type it in the chat if something pops up in your mind regarding what capacity building gaps are you facing. The next task, if I can share my screen again, is to club the capacity building gaps together. So let me share the screen again. And let me know if you can see my screen by unmuting your mic, because I wouldn't be able to see.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Lovely. Thank you, Humble. I have learned one name by the voice. That's good going. Okay. So in this step, we had to cluster our capacity building gaps together. Since we don't have many on the right-hand side, we'll just discuss together and just club our gaps here. I saw one of the recurrent gaps were funding and finances. If the group agrees, I can move on. Does that sound okay?
Yes, that is very true. That is very true.
And then the next gap was data tracking and conducting
Technological gaps.
research driven projects. Okay, technological gap. Okay, here we can see technological gap in terms of.
Dimple, apologies. Just a kind reminder that there are a few minutes left. So if you could perhaps jump into the last step. I know this is not finalized yet, but to see if you can, how to bridge the gap, if you can find like a sentence or a solution. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. We can move on to the last one. Thank you, Christina, for the time reminder. So let's just say that we had 2 recurrent gaps here, and we want to come up now. The last step of this step would be to come up with a sentence which could showcase how to bridge this gap. So if we could combine our strengths, we could. This is the sentence. Let me give you another brief for this one. Just a second. We want to come up with a sentence which says, if we combine our strengths, what we could do together to address these gaps. So one example could be, we could co-develop a peer learning platform and combining data tools and local networks. But let's come up with one of our own. If we combine what?
Yes.
Yeah, if we combine, just I'll quickly rephrase again. If we combine what strengths? Yeah, go on.
Okay, I would say if we collaborate, maybe if we collaborate and be open to onboarding the other stakeholders. They could be government bodies, the government as a whole, or line the area of interest, or any other
So sorry, Humble, I lost you. Can you myself? So sorry, can you come again? I lost you in the middle. Go ahead. Are you here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, if we collaborate with different agencies, it could be government bodies like the local governments or line ministries in your countries or in our different countries where we are, or different with different donors, we could be able to bridge the different gaps that we're experiencing, because some of these agencies could be able to offer the kind of support that we are looking for. It could be technological support, it could be financial support, and then we would be able to realize our goal at the end of the day just through partnerships and collaboration.
Hello,
Thank you so much, Shambu.
participants. The time is up. Thank you so much for your collaboration. So now we will invite all the rest of the groups into the main room. Thank you so much again for the very nice interactions.
Christina.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much. Did you enjoy the virtual escape room? Did you manage to go through all these steps? Did you manage to resolve it?
We escaped.
Well, that's good. That's good. I said the real challenge was the time, I think, but very good, very good that for those that escaped. So okay, let's go to the reporting back. I will invite all the different groups to share some insights and the collaboration idea that emerged to escape this virtual escape room. So I will give the floor perhaps to the adaptation group.
Okay. Val, would you want to go ahead and give us just a quick summary of it?
Exactly. Just what has been exchanged
Okay.
and the collaboration idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you can hear me because I can't seem to know if you
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
me.
hear you.
Okay, great. So we had I'm giving an overview of what our conversation was. We had a very rich one on adaptation. We had Aurora from Meteorological Organization, Valerie from CDKN, and then Ashana from Stockholm. And our conversations touched on the gaps that we noticed across our work, and I think we all agree that we had gaps on financial inclusion, and then being able to draft bankable project proposals. And then we also had a conversation on how language was also a gap. That's the language in which climate change is communicated, the action is communicated, etc. And then how there's a need to understand that at the heart of climate action is also humanity. And so you're looking at human rights, and then the blend with climate change, and then climate action. Then we also looked at being able to understand that sometimes some actions can be detrimental to the people, and so it's important that in order to address this, we listen more, we co-create with the communities and the persons that we are working with, and also um pull our hands together to actually strengthen capacity, not because we think we know better, but because we want to do it with the people that it needs to be done with. And also, we also talked about how direct funding access is important, and the need for being able to structure what type of metrics we are able to access direct financing with in order to support the means of implementation conversations. And then also, basically, for lack of better words, decolonizing the language of climate change. So poverty, learning to not use certain words, learning to be more for lack of better words, kind to how we say things. Like poverty may not mean poverty in a certain sense. What we regard as poverty does not mean poverty in some spaces. Resilience can mean so many different things across different cultures and across different persons. Then we had the last bit where we were talking about how we can actually come together to address these challenges. And I think I dropped off the call at a point, but I remember Ashana's contribution, which I was saying I really liked, which was that in order to advance, in order to pursue action, we are going to be hinging on, in order to pursue more equitable climate action, we are going to leverage on the expertise of everyone in our room, that's that adaptation room, in order to advance it. And then that was the last thing I heard before my network dropped off and then I rejoined. That's the summary. And we work across, in our group, we work across, I think, North Africa, Latin America, West Africa, and then also there's a global linkage. And we work across water management and water basin, um, meteorology, capacity building with policy, and then I think I don't remember the last one, but that was what our group was about. I hope I did a good job running us through. Thank you.
You did. Thank you so much, Valerie. So now we will move to the energy group. So we had two subgroups, Dimple and Psyched. So Dimple, do you want to start?
Sure. Thank you, Christina. So we had some technical glitches which ended up in two energy groups, but I would say ours was not particularly an energy group. We had from a lot of different arenas. So we were joined by a research firm in food and agriculture, Teach Them in Kenya, African Women Initiative for Women Empowerment and Child Development, GATECO, and more. And it wasn't particularly about energy, but it turned into a general topic, how we work on the problem of climate change and how we overcome certain barriers which we identified were common. And two of the common barriers we identified were funding problems, and also lacking access to quality data or even technology to generate quality data for research and working on problems such as climate change and more. So, and we mapped the gaps, but we couldn't escape. But still, we ended up coming up with the statement of ours, which is if we could collaborate with uh, filling the gap, which is if we could collaborate with relevant stakeholders from our own networks for data repository and technical support, and also local authorities who work on the same problem that we are working on, we will be able to resolve the gap of quality research and funding issues together. So we were not able to exchange contacts, but I will still drop my LinkedIn in the chat, and I'll be happy to facilitate to connect you guys. If you can just drop me a message, and I will be happy to holding up another call to figure out how to collaborate our group and more. So this is what we came up with. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dimple. Okay, now we move to Psyched.
Yeah, hi, thanks a lot. Yes, thanks Dimple as well for facilitating the other energy group. Our group was also amazing in terms of very diverse people from networks. We had Kathy, we had Emily, Christina, and Dr. Ming, and Vikrant as well. So we started with from a very basic structure that, okay, like where we are working upon if we are facing any kind of issues in any terms of capacity building or any terms of initiatives that we are doing on the ground. Then we spoke with others as well, like what they are doing and how we can collect, collect information, lesson learned from other, like our experience from each other. And then we moved ahead. What we found is very interesting, because most of the targeted areas are approaching towards getting the resources, like availability of resources, availability of proper knowledge in terms of technical and non-technical aspects. And the second was workforce, like how to make those workforce build upon proper technically strength. And there's a lot of changes, innovation coming upon into the market. But the most important is how updated we are, because the skills are still yet to be developed. The resources are really less available. This is the second part that we covered. The third part, which was interesting, that what are the gaps that we can talk about. So most of the gaps we talked about was in terms of energy, but also in terms of specific to some sectors. For example, there were a marine, solar power, wind power knowledge that we are still having a gap in terms of industry and in terms of knowledge base. And then we have some kind of shipping industries, There are NDC ambitions, which was submitted last year, last year and this year as well, and we found a lot of ambition gap in terms of energy. And last but not the least, but there is a gap in structural plan. So how countries are more reliable into like a decentralized, but we have to make it totally like connecting the grids, grid connectivity, grid connections, finance allocation gap, which is non-relevant to the stakeholders, and talking to the stakeholders, most important. So at the end, we found out that it is better to combine all our strength, and we would advance coordination action in terms of power grid interconnectivity and better integration of renewables, plus giving initiatives like funding. So there are 2-3 initiatives which was really interesting. One was solar lamp. Like you, all the women's like on ground, they are trying to build solar lamp initiative. There was initiative like energy sector, like energy projects, small projects, how the communities can come together and they can find a solution for that particular area. So those are the gaps that has to be fulfilled in terms of finance, but mostly in knowledge. So there is a less of resource available, but more of abundance of knowledge, but specific to those sectors, kind of thing.
Thank you so much, Saikat. Okay, then we move to the innovation group.
Sure, that would be me reporting back. Well, as everyone else, had a super nice discussion in the group of 4 in the very end. So it was people from around the world. So we had Peg from university in the US. We had Natalia from Conservation and Strategy Fund, also based in Colombia. But then we also had Evelyn based in Rwanda, working on energy and climate change projects. And so we felt that, well, obviously innovation was our common denominator. We came from different backgrounds and focal areas, including solutions for different audiences, particularly women in marginalized communities, to develop an interactive database and collection hub in the case of PEG, to also educate on technical aspects of geospatial. Natalia shared her efforts to implement gamification and start educating and building capacities by that, with a focus on economics and finance for conservation. Evelyn shared her efforts in developing youth and migrant capacities to enter markets and sectors, particularly in the focus in the context of renewable energy. So you see there's a diversity, but what we felt was that one of our common challenges and gaps was how to reach particular audiences and how to build capacities of these audiences in a particular way that is innovative to them, particularly youth, women, migrants. And we also felt it's very interesting to see this citing PEG breadth of things to look at in the context of climate change and taking action on what would be possible. And the support we felt that maybe needed from each other would be, on the one hand, having more opportunities, sharing expertise. Fortunately, 2 of the partners involved were already having webinars, one in July, the other one in September. We also felt maybe there could be a future one we could be holding together, but that's more of a maybe next year thing. But also capitalizing on each other for testing, for instance, of the games that are currently being developed, either the PCCB partners, but also the involved universities. And that would also be one very concrete network to action item that we have identified, is testing and sharing of new tools and methods, and involving maybe people also of our institutions beyond the ones that are right now here. And yeah, I think that would be my short summary. Thanks.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you so much. Very nice to see that this, can bring to something else, not very tangible for next year, at least. So now we move to the climate communication group.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to everyone who escaped from the rooms. But in our group, we had a very fruitful discussion, an intimate and fruitful discussion with Lucas and Anthony. When we arrived, we were kind of exploring ways in which we can co-create, of course, a pathway to escape the room. Anthony, coming from the the UN Global Compact. Oh, sorry, Lucas coming from the UN Global Compact Climate Ambition Accelerator, and then Anthony coming from Reboot, which is an organization based in the Philippines focused on a just energy transition. And through our kind of conversations, we actually discovered that there are really functional and practical synergies, not only a speculative escape the room scenario, but a real tangible potential cooperation that may happen, both but really connected and joined together through the need for stronger communication. Because we've identified that the work that Lucas does is sort of helping to translate the bigger goals than the kind of global goals and national goals to more informed business decisions, where Anthony and his work is really translating those pieces to the local communities. And we've realized that thanks to the structure that Lucas has that's supporting him, and there is actually a sub-network within the Philippines that perhaps Anthony can connect with. And what really was needed for us to escape the room, and what we arrived at, is that what's needed here is a sort of a communication framework where we're able to ensure that the information from those global goals and national goals is translated into language and communication styles and ways and literal languages that the local communities can understand. But then conversely, we really realized that there's an importance for that information to travel back up to inform those bigger goals, which may not be accessible in different ways than other than by really working with the stakeholders on the ground. So that was our pathway. It's a sort of a communication framework, knowledge sharing, and then the validation of understandings and grasp of those global goals that are translated into something that the local communities can understand and work with, to then be able to multiply that and help to deliver on those bigger national goals. So super fruitful conversation. I think there's connections that were now made, and hopefully will lead to something real and tangible into the future. So it was fantastic, and we are here. We escaped. Thank you so much. It was great.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Please keep us in the loop if something ends up happening. And now we move to the Food and Agriculture Group, the last one. Cataleya, please.
Thank you so much for the floor. Well, I have to confess, owing to technical issues, we actually have a limited but high quality conversation with lots of insights into the project showcasing and also ideas sharing session. Okay, so from the very beginning, we had three participants actively participated in the conversation, and we put forward three common capacity gaps, which is limited institutional funding to support community-based activities. Secondly, infrastructure and capacity gaps for meaningful youth engagement. And thirdly, local government budget constraints for capacity building of smallholder farmers. And then we move to the step 3, like how are we going to mobilize resources and available existing materials and also technologies and talents within the Asia Pacific region and beyond this region as well to make things happen. So for limited institutional funding, develop targeted funding proposals and actively share information on available support mechanisms, including development consortiums, establish peer learning systems that enable community capacity building through mutual learning, mutual coaching, and also forming strategic partnerships to co-develop collaborative initiatives. For limited infrastructure and capacity for youth engagement, well, one of our group members, Aftab Khan, also put forward this idea: secure government support and obtain necessary approvals from relevant associations and regulatory authorities to enable meaningful youth participation, and for local government budget constraints on smallholder farmer capacity building, leverage interventions from UN agencies, FAO, and MDBs, that is multilateral development banks, engage a broad coalition of international development organizations, SMEs, the public and the private sectors, academic institutions, and civil society. And critically, the end user must benefit throughout the entire process by being actively involved in both the design and delivery of approaches, which is quite important, and because they make significant contribution to the whole process, especially for the crop production and diversity and production of the crop. Cross-cutting tools and strategies utilize AI tools and Google Translate embedded functions to translate high-level action plans into locally grounded implementation, develop peer mentorship models, and orchestrate better outreach strategies, encourage communities within the same region, that is Asia-Pacific region and beyond, to support one another through shared policy briefings and information notes, which are super helpful. And we conclude with this sentence: we could co-establish a regional digital platform integrating educational fundraising toolkits along with templates. In the meantime, we also need to re-emphasize the importance of peer learning and peer mentoring from local networks across the entire region. And in the meantime, we also shed a new light on online training from global experts with different specialties from different industries, not necessarily only from agri-food systems, and also policy guidance from different sectors, including UN government, academic institutions, civil society organizations, think tanks, philanthropies. And if we stay connected beyond today, Aftab Khan from Kashmir Development Foundation, myself from Universal Versatile Society, an Indian-based NGO, we could support community well-being, crop diversification and production, as well as sustainable land management of local smallholder farmers by combining Jane Tanaka's AI skills, youth, digital transformations, knowledge, and George's specializations as well. So that's pretty much helped to conclude today's conversation in our virtual escape room.
Thank you so much, Cataleya. Then, well, this means that we need to be engaged and active and collaborate beyond the PCCB network events to fill the gaps in the capacity building field for climate action. I don't want to take more time. Just a reminder, there are live polls in the chat. Thank you so much for all the breakout group moderators. And just to finalize, I'm going to give the floor to my colleague Fang Fang for the closing. And again, thank you so much for being here.
So now we have reached the end of this annual meeting. On behalf of the PCCB Network team, I would like to thank you for your active participation and valuable contributions. We hope you enjoyed and find this event is useful for your future work. As a reminder, if you need any support for any projects you are implementing, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will be happy to share this kind of opportunities through our monthly newsletter. We also encourage you to continue connecting through our PCCB Network app and our PCCB Network members website. It is easier for you to know who is in the network and what they do. So thank you once again for being with us today. We hope to see you very soon, hopefully at our next virtual event or in-person event at SBs. With that, I close this annual meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next